well known for labeling the women her husband Bill Clinton raped as bimbos and gold diggers. Hillary Clinton's gleeful laughter at the rape and murder of Libyan warlord Muammar Gaddafi is famous around the world, as is her mocking smile displayed at the merest mention of homosexuals slaughtered by Islamists. Hillary Clinton's demented chortling is also heard as she happily recounts her successful court defense of a pedophile who brutally raped a 12-year-old girl 40 years ago. As Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton allowed the mass rape of thousands of Christian Yazidi girls and tens of thousands of Syrian Christian girls who, oddly enough, have not been granted asylum by the Muslim Barack Hussein Obama. And as Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton allowed the wholesale kidnapping, rape, and enslavement of Christian and Muslim girls in Nigeria. Hillary Clinton's migration time bomb is responsible for thousands of rapes of Christian women and girls and boys across Europe as her favored demographic of savages storms across the continent and the U.S. If indeed the Wikileaks emails reveals a cabal of satanic child molesters, as it seems evident, and Hillary Clinton with her rapist spouse sitting at its helm, then the anti-Christian jihad that has cut a swath across the 21st century takes an even darker meaning, as the destructive Kali Yuga emanates from a single woman who has embraced the black promise of the Antichrist. Malevolent forces are just mere hours away from taking grip over the nation and our very lives, and they will be prepared to unleash more hatred and violence against this nation of people who only want to live in peace. In 1788, many Americans wanted to raise George Washington up to be their new king, but the man who could have had everything was humble enough to accept the position of executive for only 2 4-year terms, which ended in 1797. George Washington, after riding in the cold rain, came down with a quinsy, a bacterial infection of the tonsils which spread to his lungs and eventually claimed the American founding president's life on 14 December 1799. It is rumored in certain circles that Washington and the founders were also practitioners of arcane magics, and that on the night of 14 December 1799, when Washington left this mortal coil, he was joined by Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, the president and vice president at the time, along with Alexander Hamilton and the French Marquis de Lafayette, who performed a magic ceremony wherein George Washington's still living spirit would be bound to this nation forever, the general forever tasked with protecting that which they had risked their fortune, their honor, and their very lives to see built. One could only hope the apotheosis that raised George Washington to be America's first protective general saint was successful, and that our own St. George is empowered by our own American spirit to defeat the corrupt dragon that seeks to consume the blood of this nation. When you cast your vote this November 8th, you are making a choice between good and a very distinct evil. Hillary Clinton, a woman who has overseen the rape and murder of children, the rape and murder of women, and the rape and murder of men, like Ambassador Chris Stevens and Muammar Gaddafi. Hillary Clinton, a conjurer of dead spirits, the hammer of Libya and Syria, the woman whose State Department lost Iraq to the Islamo-Caliphate wannabes ISIS. Hillary Rodham Clinton, whose legacy is death, destruction, rape, and lies. Hillary Rodham Clinton, the only presidential candidate to ever be under an FBI investigation. Hillary Clinton escapes accountability because she has taken control of and corrupted the no longer unbiased American media, who shamelessly repeat Clinton's lies and propaganda. And even though Clinton has mindless sycophants who blindly follow her every step and ignorantly repeat her every lie, Hillary Clinton need not have corrupted you. You, the American citizen, whether rich or poor, have a choice to make. The right choice, not for your ego or for your gender studies class dogma, but for America's future. You have the choice to vote for a woman who lies about the very words that have come out of her own mouth, or a man whose very successful family and well-heeled children are a testament to his moral fiber. The single daughter of the former, Chelsea Clinton, another lying, entitled brat, typical of cable TV reality shows. You have the choice to make America great again, or you can turn it into a tribal shithole like the backward nations your ancestors were smart enough to abandon and never return. One should always remember the words of George Washington, who seems to speak directly to Hillary Clinton and her supporters with the statements, "Laws made by common consent must not be trampled by individuals, and arbitrary power is most easily established on the ruins of liberty abused to licentiousness." And Washington, the founding father, the General of the Continental Army and the first President of these United States, speaks to us all to this very day with the words, "The time is near at hand which must determine whether Americans are to be free men or to be slaves." The time is yours. The choice is yours. Choose wisely, America.
You've been listening to Jim Dynamo's Bad Machine. Be part of the radio revolution by following our Twitter page @BadMachineRadio and by visiting Jim Dynamo's Bad Machine on Facebook. Bad Machine is a one-man media production, the exclusive owner of all original content. Otherwise, no rights are reserved. 2016.